Hi, dear seated aspirants. This video for social science paper 2, and this video will help you to clear paper 2 in social science. Okay, so this video belongs to 7th standard social first lesson, geographical diversity of India. Let's start. The first question: Why is the why is India often referred as a mini continent? Usually, India is called as mini continent because look at the option B. It encompasses almost all major landforms and climate zones found on a continent. That is the reason. India ranks as the dash largest country in the world in terms of land area. Seventh largest country. Which are the following body of water borders India on the west? So it means which is the western border of India, that is Arabian Sea. We know that. Which are the following bodies of water borders India on the east? So, what is the eastern border of India? That is Bay of Bengal. We also know that. Which oceans lies directly to the south of India? That is Indian Ocean. The Indian subcontinent includes India along with neighboring countries such as Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. India into how many major physical divisions in India broadly categorized? They are five. Look at that in the explanation. North Indian mountains, northern plains, Thar desert, peninsular plateau, and coastal plains and islands. Look at the eighth one. Geographical diversity directly influences which aspect of human life? It means food habits and clothing, livelihood and occupations, festivals and houses. So it means all the above is correct. What forms of the natural northern barrier of the Indian subcontinent? It means which is the northern barrier of India? That is the Himalayan mountain. We know that. Which feature prevents cold, frigid winds from Central Asia from entering North India? That is Himalaya. So Himalaya stops those frigid winds, cold winds. On a standard physical map of India, what color is typically used to represent high mountains? So mountain is having only one color, that is dark brown. On a physical map of India, plains and lowland are shown in which color? Green color. Which of the following landforms is elevated with a flat top and steep slopes? They are called plateaus. What concept describes how diverse geographical region in India depend on each other for goods and culture? That is interdependence and unity in diversity. The total coastline length of India, including the islands group, is over 7,500 kilometers. The option C is correct. Next, what is the literal Sanskrit meaning of the word Himalaya? Himalaya means abode of snow. Abode of snow. Why are the Himalayas often called the water tower of Asia? Because look at the option B. Their vast glaciers feed major perennial rivers supplying water to millions. Which is the northernmost and highest range of Himalayas? That is Himadri. Option C, Himadri, Greater Himalayas. Mountain peaks rising over 8,000 meters above sea level are known as 8,000ers because there are many peaks over 8,000 meter height. So they are called 8,000ers. So look at the explanation. Like Everest, Kanchenjunga, Nanda Parvat, those are peaks that have over 8,000 meter of height. Which Himalayan range is famous for popular hill station like Shimla, Mussoorie, and Darjeeling? So look at the option B, Himachal. So all these famous popular hill stations are situated in Himachal. The outermost and lower range of the Himalaya is called Shivalik Hills. Which type of farming is widely practiced on steep mountain slopes in the Himalayas? That is terrace farming. Ladakh in northern India is classified as cold desert? Which of the following major river system originates from Himalayan glaciers? That is Ganga. What is the length of Ganga? 2525 meter. How do the Himalayas help in bringing rain to northern India during summer? By trapping rain bearing monsoon wind and forcing them to rise. That is the correct answer. Which peak is the highest point in India? That is located in Sikkim? That is Kanchenjunga. So, Kanchenjunga is the highest peak of India in Himalayas. Okay. That Everest may be the highest, that is not in India, that is in Nepal. Longitudinal valleys lying between the Himachal and Shivalik ranges are known as dunes. For example, Dehradun. Why is human population very sparse in the Himadri range? Look at the option B. Extreme cold climate, rugged terrain, and permanent snow cover. Which animal species known for its thick wool and adaptability to cold is commonly reared in Ladakh? That is Pashmina goat. What would happen to North India's climate if the Himalayas did not exist? So, Himalaya did not exist means it affects the North India by freezing wind from Central Asia would make it much colder and drier. The northern plains of India are primarily formed by the deposit of which three major river systems? That is Indus, Ganga, and Brahmaputra. What type of soil makes the northern plain extremely fertile and agriculture? That is option C, alluvial soil. Why are the northern plains the most densely populated region in India? Because look at the option A, flat land, fertile soil, abundant water, and favorable climate for farming. The practice of growing more than one crop on the same piece of land during a single year is called multi-cropping. Which major river name means son of Brahma? That is Brahmaputra. Name itself having the name. Which critically endangered aquatic reptile is found in the clean river system of the Gangetic plain? That is Indian gharial. That is a type of crocodile, Indian gharial. Which national animal icon is protected under Project Tiger in the mangrove forest of the Gangetic Delta? Look at the option B, Royal Bengal tiger. Major food crops grown extensively in the northern plains include rice and wheat. Where does the river Ganga discharge its water at the end of its journey? That is Bay of Bengal. What is the world's largest river delta formed by the Ganga and Brahmaputra river? That is a Sundarban delta that is in West Bengal and some part in Bangladesh. Which state is situated predominantly in the fertile Gangetic plains? That is Uttar Pradesh and Bihar also. Mostly Uttar Pradesh. Rivers originating from mountains that flow continuously throughout the year are called perennial rivers. Which capital city of India is located within the northern Gangetic Plain region? That is option B, New Delhi. What phenomenon during summer causes fast rising warm air in the plain to meet cooler air, creating sudden storms? That is thunderstorms. Kal Baishaki. Another name is Kal Baishaki. The Gangetic Plains stretch across which set of Indian states? Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal. The Gangetic Plains. The Great Indian Desert, located in the western India, is known as the Thar Desert. That is in Rajasthan. Which ancient mountain range acts as a natural barrier on the eastern edge of the Thar Desert? That is Aravalli Range. Mounds of loose sand formed and moved by the action of wind in desert areas are called sand dunes. Which animal is famous as a ship of the desert due to its adaptation to arid condition? That is camel. We know that. Plant in the desert adapt to water scarcity by developing deep root system, small thick leaves or thorns. What key traditional practice enables desert communities to survive prolonged dry spells? Water conservation and rainwater harvesting. Those are tankas and johets. Which is the main river flowing through the Thar desert region? That is Luni River. Which state contains the largest portion of the Thar desert in India? That is Rajasthan. What type of climate is characteristic of Thar desert? Hot and arid with extreme day-night temperature variation. Which three species is considered sacred and highly valuable in Rajasthan desert ecosystem? That is Kajri tree. That is Kajri tree. Why is the southern elevated landmass of India is called Peninsula? Because it is surrounded by water bodies on three sides. The vast triangular plateau region located south of Narmada river is called Deccan Plateau. Which mountain range border the Deccan Plateau on its western and eastern edges? They are Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. How do the Western Ghats compare with the Eastern Ghat in terms of continuity and height? Western Ghats are continuous and higher, Eastern Ghats are discontinuous and lower. Which pair of peninsular rivers flows westward into the Arabian Sea through rift valleys? That is Narmada and Tapti. The peninsular plateau is rich in which natural resources? Minerals and timber forest. Which major river is known as Dakshin Ganga? Dakshin Ganga. The Dakshin Ganga is Godavari. Which rare endangered primate is endemic to the Western Ghat rainforest? That is lion-tailed macaque. Prominent tribal groups living in the plateau of forested central India include Sandal, Gond, Bil, Baiga, and Korku. What type of soil formed by ancient volcanic lava flows is widespread in the Deccan Trap and ideal for cotton? That is black soil. The another name for black soil is Rager soil. How do the western coastal plain compare with the eastern coastal plain? Western coast is narrow and rocky. Eastern coast is broader with large deltas. Which island group of India is located in the Arabian Sea and consists of coral origin? That is Lakshadweep Island. Which island group lies in the Bay of Bengal and is known for dense forest and rich marine life? That is Andaman and Nicobar Island. What primary occupation thrives in coastal areas and island regions? That is fishing, maritime trade, and tourism. Why is rice and fish the staple diet of people living along the coastal state like West Bengal, Odisha, and Kerala? High rainfall favor rice cultivation and abundant sea river fish are available locally. Coarse grains like jowar, bajra, and ragi are commonly grown and consumed in which physical region? That is dry and semi-arid regions of Peninsular Plateau and Rajasthan. How does India's varied geography foster unity in diversity? By creating regional interdependence where different areas trade goods, share rivers, and celebrate shared heritage. Which major river flowing into the Bay of Bengal forms a prominent delta in Odisha? That is, Odisha means that is Mahanadi. Backwaters, locally called coils, are the distinctive feature of which Indian state coastal plain? That is Kerala. Which statement best summarize the core theme of geographic diversity of India? That is, the physical features create distinct regional micro environment which waving a rich interconnected national entity. Okay, thank you, aspirants. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you so much.